The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rick. I appreciate you coming and joining us today, and sorry for the mystery that we've had here for the last month or so. Today's a pretty special day for me here. I'm really excited about Push, and I really think it's something really new and something really innovative, and we're glad to kind of share that with you today. So before we get going, I just wanted to kind of make some points because these questions typically always come up. The first thing is you will receive a copy of these slides after. In addition, whatever Q&A we have as well, I'll send you out copies of that Q&A too. And I'm also recording the webinar. I thought it'd be important, for you to refer to later, as well as for a host of others who I know who wanted to join us today, but just weren't able to kind of make it being the time slot that we had it. We have it in here today as well. In addition, to help me out, if you could, when you have questions, please use the question panel within the GoToWebinar window. You should see it on that little GoToWebinar panel that kind of sits in the top right-hand portion of your screen. So please use that with your questions. And I've only scheduled this for 30 minutes, but I'm available afterwards if you have any sort of questions, or if you want to reach me offline, that's available as well too. So I will make myself available. Now, one of the things is we are going to give out 5 SHUGO t-shirts today. I'm actually wearing one here today myself, and we'll announce them at the end. And the most important thing that I need is, at one point in time, I will need a volunteer. And all I'm going to ask you to do is, if you will volunteer when I ask, I'm going to ask you to use that raise a hand piece within the GoToWebinar panel. And I'll kind of reach out to you then at that point in time as well. So let me get started here. And let's talk about what is Push. It's been a secret. And we've kept it a secret. And the reason why we kept it a secret is, again, this is something pretty new, pretty innovative. But I just kind of wanted to look up Push and, obviously look in the dictionary and see what the actual definition of push is. We kind of all understand it's really, you're going to exert some force, you're going to kind of push somebody down, or you're going to move somebody away from you. That's not what Push is. Push also has nothing to do with physically touching anybody, has nothing to do, again, like we said, with knocking anybody over. And it's not long-winded. It has nothing to do with downloading files. And it has nothing to do with having to sign into an online portal. So this is kind of just a background about what Push isn't. So to kind of start drumming up some ideas, I wanted to share who our inspirations were for Push. And I think when you see what Push is, you're going to understand a little bit about why these companies were our inspirations. Twitter was a huge inspiration for Push, as well as Facebook. And I know probably you're instantly thinking social media, but it is not a social media thing. Apple and 37 Signals were also inspirations for Push for us as well. The biggest reason is their focus and their core is about making things simple and easy for people. So try to wrap your head around what could be this kind of concept that kind of came from Twitter and Facebook, merge it with Apple and 37 Signals, and that's what Push is. So Push is instant access to essential information delivered to anybody's cell phone. Let me just repeat that. With Push, we're going to give people instant access to essential information to any cell phone. So instantly, wrap your head around text messaging. Wrap your head around short email notifications to people. But what? What specifically are we going to do? Well, we're going to be proactively messaging business owners and employees with specific information about their payroll processing. Think about the business owner who's on the go, or think about, the tech savvy or the mobile workforce. Getting and downloading a set of reports is not optimal in their scenarios. What they want is access to information on the go, and it has to be simple and easy. And again, I said before that text messaging is going to be a big emphasis, a push. So with push, your payroll company could have your own local push phone number, so your own local telephone number that push notifications will come from. So let's think about this. A payroll runs. My payroll, for example. When my payroll processes, I receive my reports, and coincidentally, we receive them through FileGuardian. But the fact of the matter is, for me to get to the cash requirements for my payroll, I have to, number one, go through the process of downloading the reports, which means signing into the portal, downloading, saving, opening up Adobe. And then I have to go down to page 14 or 15 just to find what's my specific payroll cash requirements. I won't have to do that any longer with push, because with push, I can receive a proactive notification, either text message or an email, when my payroll processes that will let me know the specific cash requirement that I'm going to need for my payroll. An employee, if you're a salary employee, you pretty much know you're getting paid specific times. And I guarantee if you're a salary employee, you hardly ever look at your cell phone. The biggest thing the biggest thing you do is you don't look at your check stub, but you want to know that money was deposited into your bank account. Well, that's going to be available with push. Employees can be messaged with their specific net pay on their check, as well as the amount that was deposited into their bank account through push. No need to log into a portal. No need to worry about downloading reports or a pay stub. I can get that information easily right on my cell phone, either via text or an email. The other thing is PTO balances. We know that's pretty important. So you can get, as an employee, you're going to be able to get PTO balance information, either text or email to you when payroll's processed. Now, one of the other things that I think is they're real exciting to me about push, and I really think it applies to the PTO area, is clients or employees could also text your local push phone number and receive a push message back to them. So if I'm an employee and I want to know what my current PTO balance is as of the last payroll, I can text my payroll company's push phone number with the code PTO, and it'll reply back with my latest PTO balance as of the last payroll. So with push, there's outbound messaging when payroll's processed, but there's also inbound request processing that can occur too. So anybody can invoke an inbound push request and get information sent right back to them instantly as of their last payroll processing. And again, I'm going to stress, you can have your own local push phone number with, whatever the area code is where your business is located, so that an employee can text that local number that's specific to just your payroll company that will enable them to get access to this information. So I want to actually run through a demo here. Now, this is the time where I actually need a volunteer, because I thought it was important is if I chose a volunteer and we set them up for a push notification and we sent it to their cell phone, and then we had confirmation from them that they actually did receive it. Now, I just want to, put a warning. I am going to set you up for a push subscription on my computer, so your cell phone number is going to display for a few seconds because I need to type it in. So if you're okay with that, type inside the question panel your cell phone number, and the first one to do it, okay, there goes the first one. Sorry everybody, looks like Billy's the big winner here. So Billy, I'm going to sign you up here. So I'm going to sign up Billy for a push subscription. Available today is just going to be the cash requirement push subscription. So Billy, I'm going to set you up for a cash requirement SMS subscription. You're not currently in my list, So I'm going to add a new contact. And now, you know what, Billy? Billy, can you type me in your email address too, so I put in the right email address so you get all the notifications that you will need? Okay, there it is. Okay. And then here's Billy's phone number. Oops. 812. And I'm going to just assign a Billy an easy access code here as well. So I'm going to sign Billy up, and when I create Billy's push subscription, I can even send him a test push message directly to his phone. So it's going to create Billy's push subscription. It's going to send him a test. Now, Billy, I'm going to actually open up your phone line here so everybody can kind of hear you talk, just to make sure that you actually get that. Billy, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Were you able to get that notification, that test notification yet?
Just got it.
Perfect. And the test notification just was a test. It says your payroll cash requirements was $1,000, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I can see now is for my company subscriptions, and Billy, I'm about to run a payroll file through as well.
Okay.
I'm going to use one of my simulators here, but I want to just show you guys what this looks like. So this would be, if everybody who uses FGX, you kind of understand that we have the capability to send files, payroll reports through File Guardian. So Billy, you're going to receive, once we see the success message come up on my screen, hopefully within a minute or two, you're going to receive a text message from my push number, which will let you know what your payroll cash requirements were for that payroll.
I'll let you know. Yep, just came in there.
Perfect. And can you just read out loud what that message says?
Your payroll cash requirement for check date 9/1/12 is $9,229.26. Thanks, Consto Payroll.
Perfect. Thanks, Billy.
No problem.
So that's the essence of push. The essence of push here is no one has to worry about going through and trying to log into an online portal to get this essential information that they're really worrying about. You know, again, I go back to my example. My payroll cash requirements is end up on page 14 or 15 of my payroll reports. So in this case, as a business owner, for me, I can receive that notification and instantly know what that requirement amount is. Coming soon, you're going to see we're going to be putting out push messages to employees. So how push works is what we just did. You can create a subscription. You then process payrolls through File Guardian Express, just like most of you do today. And then the subscriber receives a notification directly on their cell phone. And I have some examples up here of some of these notifications that are going to be sent out through File Guardian Express. So you can see the first push notification talks about the cash requirement. The second push notification is talking about the net pay for an employee's check. And the last one is going to be talking about the PTO balance. So an inbound push message, and to me, this is really, really key, is at any point in time, someone who is subscribed to a push notification, whether a business owner or whether it's an employee, can text your local push number with a specific request code. I'm sure you guys have seen this everywhere on TV. Text this number with this code for this special offer. It's the same concept. So Billy, I'm gonna open you up again. Billy, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, can you reply to that phone number, Billy, just the word cash?
Sure.
Because what you're going to do now is you're basically invoking an inbound push message, which the system is then going to go look at your latest payroll that processed and reply back with the amount of your cash requirements.
Yeah, payroll cash requirement for the check date right there.
Perfect. Appreciate it. Think about the inbound push message specifically for an employee and specifically when we talk about PTO. How beneficial will this be for an employee to be able to text your push number with just the words PTO and get the latest PTO balance as of the prior payroll. So powerful, powerful pieces of functionality here within Push. And you can see from Billy's response, it's instantaneous. We're talking about a couple of seconds, maybe a minute at the most. But Push is all about instant access to essential information. So I wanted to share with you the Push schedule, the beta version, and we're just calling it a beta version because you're going to see in a minute, we're not going to charge you for this first couple of months of Push. But the beta version of Push will be in production tonight. If you use FileGuardian Express for payroll report delivery, you can start using Push tomorrow. And this will be specifically for cash requirements. And I have in here, these are the reports per the payroll platform that we are going to use to get the cash requirement number. So if you're a PayChoice user, it's going to use the cash analysis report. If you're a Millennium and M3 user, it's going to use the payroll summary report. The first quarter, we're going to add the employee net pay push messaging for PayChoice and MPay users. So at some point in time in this first quarter, probably sometime mid to late March, we will have the employee net pay push messaging available. In the second quarter, even though we don't have FGX processing right now for Evolution bureaus, we do have a way that we're going to be able to offer Push for bureaus using Evolution. So there will be cash requirements for Evolution in the second quarter, and we'll also add in the PTO balances for PayChoice and MPay users in the second quarter as well. In the summer, we'll add in the net pay and the PTO balances for Evolution users. And we're also going to roll out what's called push campaigns. Push campaigns is where you can actually go create a specific code. So you saw before I told Billy to text the word cash to the push phone number. You can create your own push code, have anybody text your local push number with that code, and you can define an appropriate response for that. So let me give you an example. You could define a code called free payroll. Anybody who texts your number free payroll will get a special code coming back to them that will give them 3 months free of your payroll service. I'm just making up an example, by the way. So with a push campaign, you're going to be able to basically identify a request code that someone can text into your local push phone number and a response back that will be sent back to them when that code is texted in. Okay? So to get started, and do not laugh at this first point, send us a copy of a demo company's payroll reports. The reason why is we've seen variations within each platform on the specific reports that we talked about before. So we've seen variations where, as an example with PayChoice, there are a bunch of different payroll cash analysis reports within PayChoice. So you need just to send us a demo company's payroll reports, and that'll help us identify and make sure that we can support Push for you right away. Also, you can activate Push tomorrow if you are a PayChoice or an MPay user. And when you could activate Push, you simply have an administrator. Under My Account, there is now going to be a Push icon. This is where you can choose your local SMS phone number. Pretty simple. You go in there, you type in your area code. You can optionally type in another word that you wanted to say. So, maybe I want the area code 856, but I also want to try to get a phone number that says pay. Well, that's what you're going to be able to do there. And you can also choose your Push signature. So just like an email signature, you can create a push signature that will get appended to every push message that goes out. So when Billy got his message that talked about cash requirements and it said, thanks, Contoso Payroll, that's because I created my SMS signature to say, thanks, Contoso Payroll. You can create your SMS push signature, and it can be up to 30 characters long. So you may want to say, thanks, our payroll company, or thanks, blah, blah, blah. Then, like you saw me do, you just want to create some push subscriptions. There's now going to be a push tab on an FGX Plus or an FGX M rule, and then you just run payrolls like normal. Nothing else you need to do besides that. So, again, I said push was beta because it's going to be free until April 1st. So your usage until April 1st will be completely free. After April 1st, what you're going to receive is these are the fee structures. $15 a month for your local push number plus your first 100 outbound messages. So just think about that. You're going to receive a local phone number for push plus your first 100 outbound messages for $15. Then every message on top of that is going to receive a specific fee per message. So for messages 101 to 299, it's 10 cents an outbound message. Any message over 300 in a month is going to be 8 cents a message. Any inbound request is going to be 3 cents a message. So if someone types cash or PTO to your local push number, that's where that 3 cents will come in. So the t-shirt winners, and believe me, these were completely random. These will be the t-shirt winners. Just do me one quick favor. After this, just email me again with your shirt size. They do run a little bit smaller, they're a little bit tighter. So just take that into account. But these are the 5 t-shirt winners that were just randomly chosen. I did a whole bunch of random algorithms and whoever registered this, and these were the 5 that ended up coming in. So I got a couple minutes left. That's all I wanted to share today. Let me go through the questions that were raised. The first question, which is I think was early in the webinar, and we covered about which report is used for the cash requirement notification. Again, that's the cash analysis report. The cash analysis report is what we have inside of PayChoice. If you're using MPay, it's going to be the payroll summary report. A question is, are there any plans for FGX development and evolution? With the addition of push, then yes, it will be available. A good question. Is a local number specific to the service bureau or is it specific to the client? The local push number is specific to the service bureau. So you will have one push phone number. Any messages that go out to any of your clients will be from that one local push number. So don't think you have to have a push number per client. It's just one for your service bureau. Question here is, if there are multiple cash analysis formats, what happens? We already are dealing with 5 different cash analysis formats for PayChoice. If you know of specific ones you have, try to send a copy of all of them to our team so we can verify it will work. A question came in asking about model the t-shirt on a camera. I would, but GoToWebinar does not support a webcam. I had planned to actually do that, but I found out this morning that GoToWebinar does not support a webcam. Someone asked about the pricing again. Let me go back. This will be the pricing. So again, completely free until April 1st. Then it'll be $15 a month for your local push number plus your first 100 messages. Any messages over that will incur a fee. A question is, do we have an import utility for employee numbers? We haven't built all the employee pieces yet, but yes, there will be a way to bulk load employee numbers into the system when employee push notifications are available. Another question came in, can the admin see the history of inbound and outbound push messages? The answer is yes. Just to show you, if I'm going to go back into my reporting area, and I'll show you at least for this company, when I go into my FGX Plus processing details, here was the payroll that we ran, and it's going to show me that these were the 2 push messages delivered, one to Rick because I delivered one to myself, one to Billy, and you can see the specific history per push message as well. So in this case, I can see that there were 2 messages going to Billy. One was because the payroll processed, but this second one was because Billy did the inbound request as well. A question came in, can you have an 800 number? I do believe 800 numbers are available. Do not quote me on that, but I do believe 800 numbers are available. I think there would be an increased fee for an 800 number, but do not quote me on that either. Sorry about that. I don't have a great answer for that 800 number question. A question came in, if you have multiple offices, can you have multiple numbers? Each number will be specific per file guardian account. So if you want a different number per office, then you need to create a secondary file guardian account to have a secondary push number. A question came in, can you select which request codes are available to each client? And I'm assuming the request codes are going to be available to a push subscription, but when we really do push campaigns, you will be able to segment a push campaign to a specific client, or create a public push campaign, or segment it to a group of clients. A question came in, is there a plan to be able to send custom messages to multiple contacts, i.e. reminder that we will be closed on Monday? Yes, we will support on-demand push messaging to allow you to do bulk or like a batch blast of a push message to your entire client or group of clients. So on-demand push messaging will be available. What happens in a case that a single employee works for 2 different clients in the same service bureau? The employee will likely have the same cell phone. The thing is, if someone is set up for multiple clients, when they text in PTO or cash, they need to follow that by the specific client code that they are asking for. So if I'm set up for client ABC and client 123, if I want my PTO for ABC, I text PTO space ABC. If I want it for 123, I text PTO space 123. If a payroll is reprocessed, can the same delay used in sending reports be applied to push notices? Good question. We thought about reprocessing, and we've built it so that it's smart enough to know if you reprocess, if the same message is going to be sent to the same subscriber, it will not resend them that message again. But if the message has changed, let's say that you reprocess the payroll and the cash requirement amount is now different, well, the subscriber will now receive a second push message. If the cash requirement amount did not change, push is smart enough to know not to send out another duplicate push message again. Question is, if you sign up for the beta, will you automatically be charged when April rolls around, or will it automatically turn off when beta ends? If you sign up for the beta, you can opt out by the April 1st timeline. If you do not opt out and you still send push messages and have your local push phone number, then the charges will be intact. So if you sign up for the beta, again, it's free, but you would need to opt out by April 1st in order to not be charged anything. This question came in. When we did the setup, we created an access code. When would this be used? The thing is, someone could log into your File Guardian post office, just like if they were getting payroll reports, and see a copy of their push messages in addition to a copy of their payroll reports. Also, even if you sign a bogus access code, someone can use their cell phone number as their access code to sign in to the post office from now on. Another question. Can you get a short code SMS number? Right now, no, we will not support short code SMS numbers. I'm not ruling out that we won't support it in the future, but for version 1, we will not support short code SMS numbers. Can you resend a push message in case the client doesn't receive it or deletes it? Yes, that's where we're at here. I'll just do myself, and I can click on the resend and resend to myself a new push message. A question comes in is, can the push message be delivered on check date rather than right when the payroll is processed? For employee-related push messages, they will default to be sent on check date. For any other message, they will default to be when the payroll has processed. So I think I got through most of the questions, and I'm sorry if I missed yours, but please, I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes. If anybody else has a question, feel free to type it in. If you want to just reach out to me afterwards, feel free to give me a call. For any of those t-shirt winners, again, make sure that you email me your size. They do run a little bit small, just to let you know. But everybody else, I really appreciate your time. I really hope you're excited about Push as I am. I really think it's something new. It's something innovative. It's something completely different that no one else is doing. I think it really gives you something to be completely innovative, something completely different. ADP Paychecks are not doing this kind of stuff. This is something that you can do, that you can really stand out with. Again, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. Any more questions, type them in. Give me a call afterwards. If you have any feedback on Push, I'd love to hear it. Love to hear your thoughts. We're going to hopefully have you help us shape the way we push forward with Push. It kind of sounds pretty funny, push forward with Push. But we want your feedback on it. Want to know what you think. Want to know what other notifications you can come up with. We kind of, like I said, we thought of the cash requirement. We thought about the employee net pay and direct deposit. We thought about the PTO balances. But you're the experts in the payroll industry. Let us know what other ones you think we can get out there that would be really beneficial to you and your team. Maybe it's just payroll input reminders. Hey, your payroll needs to be inputted today. Things of that nature. Let us know what you think. Again, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. And we look forward to everybody again getting started with Push. If you want to send us your payroll reports today for us to look at, feel free. Send them to our support email address. And we'll give you a response back after we check them out and let you know if we'll be able to run with them right away.